What's going on, Buff Nation? Welcome back to another video. So we talked about this 2 weeks ago at the UCF game. There were a plethora of recruits. I said, hey, big W here could lead to some big-time things. Well, I wasn't wrong. This show is brought to you by BetUS, boys and girls. Let's roll the intro. Let's talk about the massive weekend. What that happened here in Boulder. It's going to get juicy, baby. 5 stars, 4 stars, you name it, they got it. We want it. Okay, it's going to be a big-time visit weekend at Colorado. Julian Lewis, 5-star quarterback, has been capturing the beholder, capturing the eye of Coach Prime all season long. But somebody new has came into the mix. Now, Mr. Keon Russell was committed to SMU. Keon DeBoer said, no. I want him. We're going to get him. And sure enough, they did. Keon Russell, 5-star quarterback. He was a 4-star, mind you, when he was committed to SMU. Currently committed to Alabama. Plays at Duncanville, which is in Texas. The company and gang went and visited him this past week in Shermer. The Sanders, Shador spoke to him. Look, this is going to be, do we want to say a Travis-like Hunter flip? Because I know FSU thought they had that in the bag. Now, looking 3 years later, doesn't seem like FSU really had a chance, just given the relationship. But at the time, it seemed like there was no way, no how. Right? There's no way this could possibly happen. Could we see another one of those with Keon Russell? Like, Julian Lewis seems like there's no way, no how, but that seems way more likely than this possibility, just given how late in the game things are moving. But Coach Prime, like I'm telling you, you get a few W's, you get some big momentum happening, crazy. I've seen crazier things happen, okay? Talked to his family, they said, look, we're thinking about it, we're looking into it, but we love where we're at right now. We appreciate Alabama. So we'll continue to monitor that. But that's not the only one. There's a big time, again, massive weekend. Linebacker Nathaniel OBowang, I believe. Right now you see what his top 6 were. Colorado's not on that. But he's set for an official visit. IMG recruit, top linebacker in the country. About 6'4", 150, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. No, excuse me. 6 foot, 200 pounds, 4-star, top 100 player in the country. Currently trending to Notre Dame, fall with Florida, Ohio State, and Michigan. And, of course, you see who his top 6 are. He's set to be on an official visit this weekend. Again, we had the hurricane that went by. I don't think it affected too much. I know IMG did have some damage, although in that Sarasota area, they did get walloped pretty hard. I think there was like a fire. I got a friend who lives down there because I'm here in Florida. We got hit as well. And he goes, yeah, there was some shingles went off, things like that. Nobody got hurt from what I understand, but definitely dealt with a few things, but I think all in all, I think they hopefully managed. So hopefully that doesn't affect any of those travel plans into this weekend. On top of that, he's going to have his teammate here, which I'm going to pull up in just a few moments, who is currently committed to Ohio State. He is a defensive lineman. London Meritt is also set to have an official visit as well. 6'2", 255, like I said, currently committed to the Buckeyes. Would love this big flip. Just anything taken away from Ohio State. So those are your first kind of big 3 that are looking. There's more as well. These are the big 3, though, that are kind of new on the radar. There's 2 more that are, or 1 more that's new, but I kind of want to separate it because it's a little bit different from these 3 here. So we got 2 IMG guys, 4 5-star, and then, of course, Keon Russell. All of these players are things that we've been talking about. Big-time quarterback is something that Colorado has to land. Again, I think given the transfer portal, they're able to figure this thing out, but they can't go a year. I think they've got to find somebody that they're willing to pass it off to. And look, I think if we learned anything this year with the likes of Avery Johnson, Dylan Raiola, Nico, Jackson Arnold a little bit, DJ Lagway, the youth of quarterback is really starting to make a surge, okay? And teams are willing to put in those guys early and see what they're able to do. And these guys are coming from high school to college and hitting the ground running very efficiently and very successfully. So you got to kind of keep that into mind. Look, Julian Lewis is still kind of going to be my top guy, and we'll get into him in just a few moments. Keon Russell, flipping him from Alabama. We'll see what DeBoer's been able to do with Jalen Milroe. I think his stock has risen greatly. Jalen Milroe has, outside the loss to Vanderbilt, but Jalen doesn't play both sides of the ball. He still has looked really good as a pocket passer this year. Is going to speak volumes to somebody like a Keon Russell. But I mean, I'm telling you, somebody like Keon Russell, I feel like Colorado could, look, they're going to take a little bit of a dip with this passing this next year with the guys going into the NFL, but could really have a smooth handoff if they are able to land somebody like a Keon Russell, again, or a Julian Lewis. But Of course, this show is brought to you by BetUS, and they got the big game coming up. 4.5 is the spread. So check out BetUS.com. Use the code YouTube150 to get back 150% on your first deposit, then $125 on your second to deposit, up to $2,000. So be sure to check out BetUS.com. Get in on this action. Love the over on 56. I really do. I'm thinking, like I told you before, 38-30, something like that. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold. I'm fighting for my life right now. I don't know what is going on, but I am dying. Christian Hudson is the other one that I wanted to talk about. Defensive lineman. Why is this one important? Why are we separating this one here? 6 foot 280. Top 500 recruit. Why is he special? Why are we talking about him separately? Because he was at the UCF game and he's also a UCF commit. And like I said, they had their whole recruiting section sold out. I said this could turn into a Buffs recruiting weekend really quickly. And it looked like it might have just a little bit. So we'll see. He's set to make an official visit this weekend, I believe, as well. I told you, coming off that win, going into the bye, it was almost like perfect timing, right? You get a lot of success under your belt. You look really good. You go into a weekend. We're getting closer to that signing date. The big Mo is happening. This Kansas State game, I'm telling you, it's going to turn some people on its heads. It's going to flip the thing upside down, depending on how this works out, of course. And then lastly, I know everyone said, well, what about Julian Lewis? Well, what about him? What do we want to talk about Julian Lewis? He's going to be there this weekend, too. He returns to Boulder for a fourth time. Okay? Colorado's offense, Pat Schumer, went out to see Lewis last Thursday. He's also expected to be at USC this Saturday after watching them beat Wisconsin in person. So this thing is still heavily in the mix. Look, if I had to say, if I'm a quarterback and I'm selling either one of these guys, USC has not looked great. USC, I think, is going to take a whooping to Penn State this week. That'll be their third loss this year. Minnesota, Michigan, now Penn State. USC has not done their due diligence of adjusting to the Big Ten. Lincoln Riley is a sinking ship, okay? I don't see him. Everyone always wants to say that, hey, Coach Prime's not going to be there after his sons. When's the conversation of Lincoln Riley? This guy got paid millions to come win football games. He has done everything but that. Outside of his first year, it's been atrocious. He has not done, look, I'm a Lincoln Riley fan. He has really turned me off, has lost me as a supporter in his ability to not adjust. Did great things at Oklahoma. It's been a slide ever since he left. And look, he didn't recruit well, didn't go after the trenches like he should to prepare himself to play in the Big Ten. Maybe he surprises us, knocks somebody in the mouth. They got a great quarterback in Miller Moss. He's going to be there for a couple of years. Got to keep that in mind. Miller Moss has been balling. Miller time, right? He's had a little bit of a struggle, so obviously Julian says, hey, I can go and take that position. But I don't know, man. Colorado, if you're looking at it, we keep saying it, the Big 12 is continuously going to be busted wide open. It's going to be like that every single year. I until somebody kind of is able to really take the surge, I think conferences are really kind of growing into where they're all wide open. But Julian Lewis has an opportunity, kind of like what I'm thinking with Dylan Raiola. When he was committed to Georgia, I wasn't a fan of it. I said, Dylan Raiola has an opportunity to go to Nebraska and be Dylan Raiola, right? Make an imprint at Nebraska, put Nebraska to something. Now, Colorado is, back in the full of race, given with Coach Prime, Shedeur Sanders, things like that. But you have an opportunity, Julian, to kind of carry on that and really show like, hey, this is, we're making an impact. You go to USC, you're just another quarterback at USC, personally. You're going to kind of get lost in the sauce. Could be wrong. That would be my pitch. I thought the same thing pitched for Dylan. Look, Dylan's doing great things out there in Nebraska. So, big weekend all in all. We're going to do the breakdown video. I'll probably post that tomorrow, where we do the full kind of back and forth Kansas State versus Colorado. Break it down by the numbers. You guys really enjoy those, which I appreciate. With the Hurricane here, got through that all good. So thank you for the support in the comments on those. But yeah, I think this weekend is going to be an electric one, just like it was 2 weeks ago. I said it was huge in the sense that, hey, you get a W in the Big 12 column, but you also, it's an opportunity to recruit very heavily and kind of just speak with your actions and not just your words. Same thing this weekend. You got another opportunity to make a huge statement in front of everybody. So it's going to be fun. Late night game, which I'm not a fan of, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. The show, of course, was brought to you by BetUS. You guys be safe. Have a good one. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love, baby.